Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, you can open your free account at Caleb and Brown. Don't sleep on this, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff going on out here that's very scary about digital assets and people trying to get them from us. But I tell you what, I started getting the best night's sleep since I've been in crypto for the last 8 years because I opened my free account, and you can too now. Click the link, xrpwealth589.com, xrpwealth589.com, and start getting the best night's sleep since you've been in crypto. And you know why? Because they have human customer service. And you could talk to them about a technical issue. You could talk to them about your market orders. You could talk to them about extra restrictions you want on your account to make sure it stays safe. Not to mention they have multiple layers of security to begin with. Not to mention they have free institutional grade custody. It goes on and on and on, because this is the kind of white glove service that I'm looking for, and I know you are too. Make sure you go to xrpwealth589.com and open your free account. Let's take a look at this. Right now, 3.58, I want a 3.51, excuse me. Things are moving around a bit this morning. $3.51 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 3.7%. Bitcoin, 107,000 plus, 2,600 plus for Ethereum. XRP number 4 spots, 227. Now, everything's pretty much off on the 24. We're off 2.7 on the 24 and 4.7 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at the range of price, ranging between 227 and 234. We're at the bottom of the range, but the technical analysts have said, I know over the last few days, staying above $2 has been incredibly bullish and critical for XRP. So we hope that that holds, right? So let's see this right now, because we're down to it, ladies and gentlemen. We're 1 day and 15 hours away. It's all right here. Here's the good news. You can still get tickets, but the after party is sold out, is what I'm hearing. This is what I've been told. The after party is sold out, and the VIP is dangerously close to selling out. Make sure you get your ticket. I don't want you to miss this event. This is going to be remarkable. I'm telling you, we have so many things lined up for you, and it's going to be incredible. And I want to get a chance to see each and every one of you. Now, let's take a look at this. This is Bree Teresi. Listen to this promo.
XRP community, this is it.
Hello, Las Vegas! You guys having fun?
This is Bree Teresi, model and crypto enthusiast, with the final promo for XRP Las Vegas 2025. We've waited, we've planned, we've believed, and now it's here. XRP Las Vegas 2025 kicks off this Friday and Saturday. Two unforgettable days packed with speakers, strategy, and the future of finance. The community is real and the momentum is unstoppable. This isn't just a conference, this is a movement.
There's still time to get tickets. Log on to xrplasvegas.com for ticket information and conference agenda.
XRP Las Vegas 2025, we made it. Now let's make history. Lock in.
There you have it. Get your tickets, xrplasvegas.com. Take a look at this from Brad Garlinghouse, bringing everybody together here. The skull of Satoshi was originally built to call attention to blockchain energy usage, and today it's a symbol and reminder of Bitcoin's incredible staying power to many around the world, including me, he says. As crypto and blockchain technologies become widely used, respected, and understood, it's past time that we set aside our differences and work together to move the industry forward. I hope this gesture continues to remind folks that we, Bitcoin, XRP, and other crypto communities, have more in common than we think. Well said, Brad. Well said, no doubt about it. And look, I have to say, it's absolutely true, and I think you're going to hear some hints that there's something coming here, ladies and gentlemen. Just wait. We'll just wait. I got something for you now. Now, remember, this Circle has come out and denied reports about the acquisition talks with Ripple and Coinbase and said they plan to go IPO. They filed for that for the New York Stock Exchange, and they say Circle is not for sale. I believe this is what negotiations look like, and they're hardlining at this point. So we'll see where this goes, if at all. But it's going one way or the other. Let's find out where it goes. Now, President Trump comes out, executive director of digital assets, says the U.S. is on its way to becoming the Bitcoin superpower of the world. And this is quite interesting, right? Because, you know, it's time for us to come together, as Brad Garlinghouse said. Then why is a Trump executive director of digital assets only talking about one digital asset? You know, this kumbaya business is a great idea, but it needs to extend into Trump's administration. There's no question about it. David Sachs talking about blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto. This is why the financial system of the future. Yes, it is.
Well, you know, I don't want to measure, you know, what we accomplish exactly through price levels. I guess I want to measure it through innovation levels. But I will say that I did notice that Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high the other day, and that was great to see.
Yeah. I don't think it's a coincidence.
It's not, yes. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we see that blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, this is the financial system of the future. And we want this innovation happening in the United States. We don't want it driven offshore. That's basically what was happening before, is because under the Biden administration, and as we all know, Elizabeth Warren had the auto pen, all this innovation was being driven offshore. It was being driven to other countries. And that's not the American way. I mean, the American way is always to be the innovator, the leader in technology. And we want this financial revolution happening in the United States. We want to be leading in this. We don't want to be driving it offshore. It's crazy.
Hey, that's a great statement from a digital asset czar. Look, this stuff's coming. Now, listen to Senator Lummis, who we know is a Bitcoin maxi, but she does lay out for us what she sees as how these bills for crypto will get done this year. So let's take a listen to the order that she sees this getting done.
Market structure to the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And they will probably roll out in that order. The Senate Banking Committee has passed the stablecoin bill out of committee. We're getting close to being ready to have it on the floor. We've worked for untold hours with the minority party to satisfy them, and we should be voting on it the week we get back from this break. Then we'll do market structure, and then we'll do the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And at that time, we'll be calling on you to help members of Congress in your states understand the importance. It's so important strategic.
So is that going to be next week for the stablecoin bill? Because it sounded like it to me at my house. So stablecoin bill, market infrastructure bill, and then the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Listen, regardless about how people feel about the strategic Bitcoin reserve, here's my thought, and this is not financial advice. They create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, which I believe at this point they're going to do, right? And if they do that, then I look at that as like, there's my cover. You guys have heard me for years, 7, 8 years now, say, I'm stacking my pennies next to their dollars. Well, if I see countries taking a position in something like that, well, guess what? I'm pretty excited about the idea myself. Just like I've said the same thing about legacy firms and investment firms like BlackRock, right? You know, if I see BlackRock taking exposure to something, then there's a great chance that you'll probably see Bradley do it. Now, that's, again, it's not financial advice. I'm just telling you how I stack my pennies next to their dollars, because I look at that as I got cover. But then if they change their position, then I would consider about changing my own, right? So just wanted to share that. I think this is super exciting because between now and August recess, we're supposed to have all of those done, ready to be signed by the president on his desk by the end of this summer. And we're getting ready to go into summer. It's getting ready to be June. So June, July, August. We're talking 90-day window here. We could see all crypto legislation done and prepared to sign by the president. Think of this for a moment. Now, with that being said, Ripple has submitted an additional letter to the U.S. SEC addressing pivotal question about when a token should lose its security label. Take a look at this here. Stuart Alderty says, today, Ripple submitted an additional letter to the SEC Crypto Task Force addressing a key question from Commissioner Peirce. New paradigm speech. When does a digital asset separate from an investment contract? And he says, we appreciate the continued engagement with the task force. Well, let's take a look at this. Cowboy Crypto shares it, and it says, in short, it would be inappropriate to impose new security law obligations, such as registration or disclosures on tokens and networks that have operated and traded in broad liquid markets openly. Oh, you hearing this? Openly, transparently, and permissionlessly for a significant time. These assets have been integrated into the financial system. 70 billion payment flows on the XRP ledger with financial institutions doing that. Bitcoin being adopted with ETFs and being picked up by BlackRock and everybody else. That's how I interpret when he says these assets have been integrated into the financial system, are broadly held, and no longer pose the risk that animate the SEC's concerns. So, and when he says have been integrated into the financial system, you know, the first thing I'm thinking is like, yeah, XRP is designed to be inside the financial system. All the partnerships and relationships, whether it's the Bank of England or Bank of America, you pick it. We all know. I don't need to run it all down for you, because at this point, what I'm hearing is that we are ready for liftoff. What is liftoff, by the way? In my eyes, liftoff is the financial system using these assets that have been integrated now for a long period of time. This is super exciting to me coming from Stuart. And then there's a reminder of this here. In 2015, this is from 2020, back when we saw the case brought against Ripple. And Stuart Alderty had said this, and it just rocked me when I read it. In 2015, the U.S. government concluded XRP was a virtual currency. Last I checked, the SEC is still part of the U.S. government. Here's the plus side. The industry will finally get the clarity it deserves. Goodbye, Howey test. Hello, Ripple test. I don't know what else to say, ladies and gentlemen. Precedent set forth. There is no more of this when something's a security and when it isn't anymore. That's really where we should be here. Now, reminding everybody, talking about being integrated, already integrated into the financial system, I want to remind everybody that Ripple bought Hidden Road, a clearing and settlement company, prime broker, right? Amazing. Yeah, we're already in the financial system at the tune of settling $3 trillion across the XRP ledger. Come on in. And then there's this, a new SEC official reviewing of Wisdom Tree's proposed spot XRP ETF, not future, proposed spot ETF, and is now accepting public comments. Now, there's a 240-day window there, but it's being looked at. And this, again, you know, if we're in a 240-day window, we got a 90-day window to get that legislation done. And we could see this happen soon after, right before, who knows, right? But this is getting very, very exciting. And so is this, because all things are pointing towards we're going to a place we're all going to be very happy that we waited a very long time for. This is Egg Rag Crypto here, applying the range to the targets that he's looked at. A lot of these are similar that we've seen before, but you're looking at the range of targets here. $18, you got $20, you got $21, $11, $13, $14, $5, $6.33, $6.60. These are all ranges that could be in front of us, I believe, if we get the things that we heard Senator Lummis lay out. I think to myself, well, sky's the limit once we get those things signed into law. Well, that's what the moment I can't wait for. It's everything after that, right? There's like the period of digital assets and the history of XRP, the ride we've been on. And then there's the second chapter, what it all looks like after legislation is out and the entire world and the financial system is using these things to their benefit. Right. And that is what I'm really here for and super excited about. Look, not financial advice from me or anyone else. Things are getting very, very fun to watch because we're down to a 90-day window for legislation if they hold true to what they've told us all. And we're down to a 240-day window countdown on that spot XRP ETF. Again, not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you in Las Vegas.